Okay, part 2, guys. This is part 2, the backstory of the railway. So, if I just pull this chair out. There we go, I'm just going to give you a face tour of the railway.
Just tell me some total vegetables that you really carrot on one hand. Carrots.
I'm just do. Okay, guys. So the backstory is that this railroad used to go back down that way. Now the thing is they were getting a lot of customers until 20. I think no, it was just 21. 21. No, 22. I mean, 22. That's when they were getting a lot of customers. But then 20. I think it was like 20. What is it? 20. 29. Yeah, 29.
Really? Yeah, that is.
And
Tastes like a crisp.
basically, what happened in 29 is that they were getting 10 customers each day out, and that was only in 1 hour. So they were getting like $16 each hour. Only 1 hour each day. That wasn't very nice. Then they started to run out of fuel for trains, but then up until 2012, the railway was saying to everyone, this railway's going to be closed down, no one's been using it. And then everyone used it. Funnily enough, it lasted up until about 2013, and then it was demolished because they weren't getting enough money. And then what happened is my railway, the backstory of it. Then what happened was, after it was demolished, only the part where the abandoned bit is, which I showed you in the previous episode. Yeah, that was, that like long railroad, and I said that's the old bit down there. Yeah, that is where it carried on, but then that is all demolished, and they left the piece down so people could see what it was like, and yeah, it's pretty bad. I know, guys. Like, they made a new railway in 2013 as well. As soon as it was demolished, it was completely. Nearly instantly, 1 year later, which is still in 20 thingy, it still had a what is it?
So, after our free-range homemade version,
I don't even know what I'm talking about then. They still had to build a railway because they knew that they had to have a transporter from one place over and then that hill. There was I think a hurricane that picked up a hill 60. I think like over the sea in America, and this is England, of course, that my railway's in, and it was drawn over by a massive tornado that lasted. So basically, a tornado went across the sea and lasted until my railway, and then that's when they started. That was still 2013, and that's when they had to build a railway because there was a house there, farm, and guess what happened? The farm was crushed by the hill. The new rail they was building was stopped for about 1.5 year because they didn't know how to do stuff. Then they found out there was a hole in the thing, like the hill, and it had enough space to build another little bit of railway, so they did that. They made it look nice in there. And then what happened was that they found out they pretty much had a nice little railway. And then what happened? They had to make what is it? They had to make money. And then it came to, and then realised it was 2014. That's how I say 14. And then what happened was they made a train. Now the first train weren't very high technology at all. It was a diesel engine, and it was this one. That was the first train that was made. Now, what happened then is they realised that weren't good enough. That weren't pulling enough carriages. So then they made this carriage. Handles more people. But the problem with that one is that's heavier. That is way heavier, and it needed a really strong and powerful engine, like the Flying Scotsman. That was the heart that flew by on the station in about 1990. I think it was like 24 in like halfway that 2014 was going to end, halfway there. This Flying Scotsman crashed. It was going so it flew past the station. So I just into slow motion. Like flew past the station, like really like 100 miles per hour. It went around so tight that it went because the rail weren't strong enough to pull it one way, and it went bang right over. And it actually, where that place is, this bit here. Don't worry guys, I'm just doing something. The Flying Scotsman went flying past the station, which that was not what it looked like. It actually looked like a hut when it was made. And it went like this, basically. Where this hut was, here, that hut, that's where the Flying Scotsman had crashed. It had, if it was that hut was there, it had dug into the building. And that's how it dug in. But instead, there was a tree there, and it was knocked over completely. Now, if you look at the front, you would have seen a massive dent. Now, the only marker on this that shows there was a dent is, look at the, what is it? The middle, very carefully. Like, look at the red bit. In real life, if you look at the side, there's a tiny bit of grey on this side. If you look at the red bit that used to be here, you can barely see it. You can see like a little red bit, and then it looked like a little bit of grey. That's where it went bashed into the tree, and it dented it. And not only did it dent the whole middle, the red thing, I don't know what you call it on the train, it like got scratched really bad. Now that was almost nearly dented as well, but it didn't. Luckily it stayed one piece. But the problem with the Flying Scotsman was the wheels would not move. See this? Trying to move one of the wheels, it won't work. Guess why that is? Most percentage of its wheels went bashed into it and lost control of the wheels, and the wheels, funnily enough, only one of them can move. No, I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them can move. That's that one and the ones at the back. The middle ones got so hard that they had to be replaced because they were just scratched. Half of it was scratched, dented, ripped apart, grasses on it. But the real mystery is, if you look strong enough, you can sometimes see at night, dead at night, you can see Flying Scotsman pulling up on the side here. Now, the reason why 20, yeah, it was like, I think it was like, what is it? 1920. The Flying Scotsman, when it was made, well, in my case, that was 1920. And that's weird, it wasn't made then. It might have been, I don't have a clue, but that's... And it's about ending in a minute. This pulled up in the station. But funnily enough, no one's in it. And the cause when it flew by the station, someone took a picture of the front, no one was in it. So ever how Flying Scotsman was made, it was made by some spirit thing, and it must have been made so with so much technology that it just zoomed by so fast that it couldn't take control, and then it just crashed. Now, that, if you look very carefully at night, you can see a green shadow thing, and that's actually the Flying Scotsman pulling into the station. Now, when my mum does it, she's going to put lights in the one carriage, and then that carriage will probably reflect light onto the train that pulls up, and you could probably see one side of this lit up. And then this would zoom off. You look that way, and it wouldn't be there. And you said, why is this train showing up with no train driver in it? They say, I don't know what you're talking about. And they said, green train, a Flying Scotsman, they said. And they said, you haven't even made service Flying Scotsman. Now that's where you get creeped so much that you just say to them, then why did I see a green Flying Scotsman pull up in the station? And they showed the picture, and they looked at that thing, and they made that themselves, but then they abandoned it, and they said, how could that thing moves? And that's exactly the same, they said, and they found out this thing is now haunted because of its incident that it went bashed in to someone. It's great. Yes, that's right. There was a grave place there, and this bashed into it. And the driver wasn't looking. And then, yeah, that's right. It was haunted, and now you can see it pulling up every night at like 3 p.m. No, not 3 p.m. But 10 p.m. It always pulls up. So, that's the end of the backstory of that railway, guys. Hope you smash this video. Give it the biggest like, give it a fat one, give it a small one. And you don't have to give it 100, but I would like that a lot. But, of course, I have to put this on the internet, and it takes absolutely ages. So, hope you smash that like button, hope you crush it, so it's a tiny pancake, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Bye!